Hi all, welcome to my channel. I'm Matt, this is Max Mods, and today guys we are going to continue with our VW camper build. So we're going to do issues 42 and 43 of Build the Volkswagen Campervan. Now we're going to basically start on the engine today, but it's a bit strange how they're sending the parts, and I'll get more into this when I get over to the build table, because the parts are not staying in correction order with the magazines for some unknown reason, but it's part works for you, and that's sometimes how they work. They don't incur the same time frame as like most normal things for some reason. But anyway, enough of me going on and on. So we're going to do 42 and 43, and we're going to actually start the engine for this camper van. Now I know I've got quite a few difficult issues ahead, especially when it comes to doing some of the wiring for the engine. So yeah, but I'm really looking forward to this because we've been working on the floor pan and the interior of the vehicle for quite some time now. It's going to be nice to have a little bit of a change and to work on something completely different. So I'm really eager to get started with this one today. So with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with issue 42. Now you'll understand what I mean in a second. Here is issues 42's parts, but we're actually not going to need any of these parts today. We're going to need the parts from issue 41. So when we come to do issue 43, we're going to need issue 42 parts, not issue 43 parts. It does not make sense why the parts are not matching up with the magazines, but what can you do? So we'll get these parts out. It's just crazy. It really is just crazy. So we'll get these parts out and we'll get into it. Does make you laugh slightly. Oh. You know, I probably need to change the blade on this scalpel because I have been using it to pick little bits of Titanic photo out of my drill bit. Okay, right, so this is basically the new engine assembly part 1. Okay, so it wants us to grab these and we need to identify which is which. So this is the right one, this is the left one. Do believe, yes. So the left has got these two notches here. Okay, so what we need to do from that is, it doesn't actually say. Okay, right, hang on a minute. Right, so something more or less both the same. So we turn that round that way. Okay, so it wants this bit. Right. So we're to put this bit here through that hole there. Okay. Then it wants us to match them up. Push them together. Okay. And then it says secure the assembly with 2 BP06 screws. Here we have the BP06s. Okay, so just making sure I go in the correct way. So we're going to go in through here and just start screwing them together. Not too tight as we're going into plastic. Okay, so them two are together. Next we need these bits here. Now it's asking us to identify the left and the right. So this is the right one. This is the left one. And by looking at this, it wants this one to go in to here. This is the left one. Push them in. Okay. Okay, that's that side in. Turn the page, and then we're just going to repeat on the other side. There we go. And that's that one in. And that is that for that issue. So, that is what we're left with after issue 42. So, let's move on to issue 43. Okay, so issue 43. In this, we get these parts here. Again, we're not using these at all. Put to one side. We need the parts from issue 42. That's what we're going to be working with today. Now, the reason I've sort of done it like the way I have is just so you don't confuse what parts we're using and where. Okay, so I've got all them out. Okay, so we have some more BP06 screws and we have some BP08 screws. So I'll just put them to one side in case we just don't need them all. Okay, so this is new engine assembly parts 2. Okay, so we need a bit that we had from the previous issue. And with these sort of grills here, we're going to put in that down into there, just like so, until it clicks together. So from the other side, it will look like that. Okay. Right, so next it wants us to do is we need to, it says, next insert the left exhaust pipe into the hole indicated of the left cooling tin. Identify the two pieces correctly, both the L. So, where does this say an L on it? Or is this the L? Right, okay. I'm just seeing if this has got an L on it. Well, it's definitely the right part. And that does have an L on it. Okay, so we're going to be basically putting this bit into there. Okay. And then it says secure the left exhaust pipe from the inside with a BP08 screw. So we'll get the BP08 screws out. We always get one spare, so I'll just put that to one side. So just move that scalpel blade away. And we are going in. No, there's no funny angle on this one, so we're alright. Just keeping it in place while I screw it in. There we go. Okay, and then it says to basically do the same. So, right, so let's get this. Do this on this side, like that. Okay, and then another BP08 screw. Which seems to be one side that doesn't want to play ball. Oh, lovely. That's going in nicely. So once it's grabbed it, it's really not going to move. Okay, so that's nice and tight. Next we need to bring over our engine. Now looking at it from like this, we need to bob these into sort of place. Let's have a look. So this one is going to go, I believe, right, let's get it right way around. No, that was the right way around. Right, I wonder if I've got this bottom bit the wrong way around. Thought I had it correct, so let's just take that off and swap which way it goes around. That's the only problem now, it's susceptible to coming off, is that. So if I have it that way, and that facing me, that's correct. Right, I'm going to have to put a tiny bit of glue just on these pegs because I've taken obviously that bit off. I have to get some more glue out at some point. Not that I do need to buy anymore. I've got about 5 tubes of glue all ready to go. Because when you're doing these models, you do go through it. Okay, so now looking at that correctly. Okay, this bit is going to fit onto here. And then we need to screw that underneath with 2 BPO6 screws. Okay, let's move that to one side. So we want 2 BPO6s. I think the campervan is a very relaxing build at the moment. It's you don't get het up with it that much yet, touch wood. So it is very much one of these that you look at it and it's lovely and relaxing. Not like some builds that are a complete nightmare. Okay, so we'll just put this other side on. Makes me wonder how much of this we're actually going to see. That's one in. Let's get the other one in. Nice and gently. There we go. Okay, so they're now in place. The last thing we need to do is we've got these bits. So these are the it says 43H. Next, mount one of the valve cover clips on the side of the engine, inserting the ends into the holes indicated. So I believe it's doing this side first, so we'll keep with the magazine. So it wants us to bob this without it flinging off. Let's try a different one. Right, so they'll only go so far in there. So that's that one in. And then we need to do the same with the other side. I'm just double checking to see if these will go in any further. But no, and I don't want to break the plastic. Let's put this one in. And then yeah, that's it. We're done. Okay, right, so that issue done. Wow. So we've done 2 issues, and by the end of it, that's what we've got. Looks like something, yeah, from a sci-fi movie. You know me and my sci-fi. Wow. Okay. So I'm really chuffed with that. So yeah, it's I'm not too sure what part of the engine this is. It'd be the air cooled to the air circulation will coming from the inside. So is it going to be like that if the exhaust is coming out? Possibly, but I'm sure. Now, issue 43 parts, I'll just put away again in my drawer for work on in the next 2 issues, which will be next week. Haven't had a notification of anything more yet on its way from the camper van, so we'll just have to hang tight with that one. But that is issues 41 and 42 complete. Well guys, that's it for the camper van today. It's for issue 42 and 43. Yeah, it can be quite confusing of what issues you're on when you're not even using the parts for that issue. It kind of, I'm thinking I'm doing issue 41 and 42 when I'm doing 42 and 43, but I'm not using it for 43 part. It's so confusing sometimes, but yeah, it's coming along and it's nice to be working on something a lot different than just the interior of the vehicle, which it's sat up there on my shelf. Just yeah, I'll be glad when we get a nice little rolling chassis with this one and we can start working the exterior. Anyway, if you like this video, please could you give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and you're notified of any future videos. But as for always, guys, stay safe and bye for now.